rank where the view is nothing less than phenomenal. For how I express and project from my abdominal. The only view better, both my daddy and my mama know. No living parents, my sons give me balance. My wife is my serenity, this mic is my identity. The world is foul enough, that's why I write without obscenities. Provoking danger with broken language and spoken anguish. Begging to get hurt, why would you ask to go through changes? Yes, Lord, life's a chessboard, master the angles. Control the tempo, be the one who posts the info. Acknowledge is just as deadly as machete swings. When spoken, the truth is as potent as that Medellin. While others swear the style is free, I just let it ring. Our time is undervalued, so just make us better kings. My fans on my shoulder, reaching after better things. Let's set the screen.
My mama told me to follow my dreams. My daddy told me to get it by any means. Stand tall, make him bow to a king. But I've evolved, you can see the result. Look at my eyes when you speaking to God.
Life in fall with the muse, I guess they call it proving I'm more than an artist. Penciling out my darkness while stenciling out a harvest. And storing what gets me from A to B, just like garages. Instrumental with collages. Envision what I've been drawing. Broadway to give you rhythm like the great Lena Horne. So bent on, found comfort in the storm. Find peace and on when you see them others perform. Organized chaos, I'll cast it like hey.
Yo, party people in the place to be. What's good? It's your number one chief rockin' Knicks Universe, your main man, Uncle Freezie, and welcome to the premier Knicks in the Nighttime show, the Knicks at Night podcast. Salute to everybody watching on X. Salute to everyone watching on YouTube. Y'all are in the right place. Appreciate y'all being here. I am the resident chief rocker, Uncle Freezie. What a day. What a day. What a day. Is Knicks Media Day. I ain't even gonna front. I expected a lot more stuff. We didn't quite get it, but whatever. Whatever. I guess that's the sentiment for everybody. I guess we were thinking like we were gonna get a bunch of stuff. We didn't get it, but whatever. All right, so here we are. Right, I'll just start with my thought and then transition to a bunch of stuff because there is a bunch of stuff we have to talk about. There's a bunch of stuff we have to talk about, like some subliminals in there that some of y'all are gonna love. Some of y'all are gonna be like, "Yo, what are we talking about?" Right? So let's start. All right. Let's start with, where is it? Okay. So instead of just talking about Brunson's leadership and Karl-Anthony Towns fit, the fans are basically buzzing about a bunch of things, right? So I'm gonna try to do this off the dome without like going through the notes and all that stuff. Rome Far Rock is in the building. Sherwin is in the building. Salute. Greg Hamilton is in the building. Autism Speaks is in the building. Salute. Jay Davis. Salute. The son of the legend Kerry Cox is in the building. Salute. So I got a chance to watch Jalen Brunson's interview, Mike Brown's interview, Josh Hart's interview, Mikal Bridges' interview. So Cat Brunson, Hart, Bridges, Brown. So I got to see Brunson and Bridges, Hart, Cat, and Mike Brown. I got to see those interviews. Right? Fritz Alcindor is in the building. Salute. Let me see. Here. All right. So based on what I heard from Mike Brown, right? If we just want to get straight into it, based on what I heard from Mike Brown, let me see. Yep. So based on, you know what? Based on what I heard from Mike Brown, it's some. He's really impressed with Mikal Bridges. All right. Let me first get that out of the way. That man legit spoke glowingly about Mikal Bridges, and it's something I didn't really expect. I didn't expect the way he spoke about Mike Brown. I mean, Mike Brown spoke about Mikal Bridges. It may be a little subliminal, and it may be I'm reading a little bit more into it than what I thought. But he ended his thing about Bridges saying, "You know, his mama raised him right." Right? When I heard him talking about Bridges, he was like, "Yeah, you know, the voluntary workouts, we got to implement some things in our brief amount of time and whatsoever, and you know, and talked about how during those voluntary times, Bridges was always there. Bridges was always there. Bridges was there sometimes twice in a day when he was only asked to be there once. Now, mind you, it's voluntary. You're asked to be there once. He said Bridges would show up twice. Right? So when he's talking about Bridges, and he spoke about others, but in that 11 minutes or so, it seemed like he enjoyed talking about Mikal Bridges, which maybe he saw Bridges from a distance when they were both in the Western Conference, and as an opposing coach, coaching against a competitor, you really don't know what type of person a player is until you get to meet them and work with them. What I gathered from that is when he spoke about that man's work ethic and being present, it kind of sent something to me, like kind of sent something through the bones, like this might be a love affair. Maybe Bridges' versatility and dedication to the craft and silent leadership and availability and all those type things are maybe what Mike Brown had been looking for. We don't know. It's early. Right? We don't know. It's early. This is just one media day press conference. And I'm taking my thoughts from a long overdue press conference. So if all the content creators read too much into it, it's only because this is basically what we have. What he also said, and it was news to Jalen Brunson, or it seemed to be news to Jalen Brunson, or maybe Jalen knew it and was being coy. But Mike Brown spoke about how every player is going to bring the ball up. 1, 2, 3s, and 4s. Bring the ball up, and the center is going to be in a modern, traditional big man role of rim running and screening. It was kind of odd to hear that this early. So basically, it was odd to me hearing this early that Jalen Brunson is not going to be the primary ball handler. Is he the primary ball handler? Yes, of course. We all know that. We not. Let's not fool ourselves. We're not going to kid ourselves. Jalen Brunson is the best player on the team, and he's the point guard. But to hear Mike Brown say over and over, like, we got to take care of Jalen, share in the ball handler responsibilities, open up the floor, and all of those type things, maybe make Jalen. He said one thing Mike Brown said, and when he said it, these cats were saying that, they appreciate Tom Thibodeau and all this stuff. One thing he said, and the other players reiterated kind of like on the low, Mike Brown said his job is to make sure all the players get easy baskets. Mike Brown said that. Mike Brown said today in this press conference, his job is to make sure these guys get easy shots. Right? Yeah, hey Sherwin, I appreciate that, man. Sherwin, I think you're spot on in that, man. I think you're spot on in that. Right? I'm with you. I'm with Sherwin. Sherwin been cooking. So he said his job is to make sure that the players get easy shots. And he also mentioned something that I've been mentioning for a while, is that when we think about pace and space is not just vertical pace and space. It's also what happens in half court, right? Do you run a slow half court pace? Do you drag your big 35 feet up to the top, everybody standing still, wait on your big, and then once he sets the screen, you wait for him to roll to the basket, take about 9 seconds for all of this to happen. Meanwhile, you dribble. I think Mike Brown is going to look to eliminate a lot of that. Kerry Cox is Hey, can you see my notes on that reflection back there, Kerry Cox? I think y'all stealing my notes, bro. I think when I turn this other monitor on, I think y'all can see my notes on that reflection. Salute Kerry Cox for cheating on the exam. Salute to Kerry Cox for knowing how to pass the SAT. Salute. One of the things that Mike Brown mentioned also, one of the things he mentioned is outside of shouting out Westchester. Did y'all see how he shouted out Westchester? He's like, oh yeah, I can't keep saying the 5 boroughs, man. I got to shout out Westchester. I guess I have to also. If you from Westchester and you in here and I ain't been shouting you out, I'm sorry. I apologize. Y'all know me. If I do something wrong, man, I apologize, man. If you from Westchester, put a thumbs up in the chat so we can see you. Shout out Westchester. Who knew? Who knew? I mean, okay. Daniel Berry Sports Highlights is in the building. Salute. So another thing Mike Brown mentioned outside of pace and space is he spoke specifically about playing everybody, basically 9 to 10 guys on most nights, but during the course of the season, getting everybody some run. Right. So he mentioned that 9 to 10. He said 9.5. We know 9.5 doesn't exist. So he's saying. So Sherwin says, "Oh wow! Shout out to Westchester. All right, I see you. Shit, I see you, Sherwin. Okay, Mike Brown was talking to Sherwin. Okay." Mike Brown was out here talking to Sherwin. All right. I see you. Yeah, man, I see you. Well, Mike Brown said a few things. He mentioned taking some of the workload off of Jalen Brunson and redistributing that workload in a different way. Like, he didn't say take shots away from Jalen Brunson. He was talking about ball handling responsibilities, right? Right. Give defenses a different look. Stop wearing Jalen Brunson down. He mentioned that I guess he mentioned um, grab and go. And for those of y'all that don't know, and I'm not saying that you're not knowledgeable. What I'm saying is for those of y'all that don't know what Mike Brown likes to do, or he did with Sacramento anyway, was run this trident transition offense, right? Where the person that grabs the rebound or the person pushing the pace up the floor always have three options. First, it's a race to the corners, right? It's a race to the corners. So the guys, whoever's out front, is basically sprinting full speed to the corners to get in position so that you can attack the rim. But at the same time, you attack the rim by having spacing on the break because you have 3-point shooters spotted up in the corners. So what does that mean, really? That means defense leading directly to 3-pointers on the other end. Prezi in the building. Salute. Kinda, in a sense, but not really, but kinda. In the half court, maybe. In the half court, maybe, I think you'll see Jalen Brunson using less energy on footwork and things of that sort. At least they'll try it. At least they'll try it initially to see if they can make something. But you know how NBA teams are. They try something, they probably won't be patient with it, and they'll slowly gravitate back to what they're used to. Just like what the Knicks did last year. Like what the Knicks did last year on offense. The Knicks came out guns a-blazing on offense. And then slowly they gravitated back to what Tom Thibodeau preferred. Top Bobby in the building. Salute. When he mentioned that, it made me think that he's going to try at least to implement portions of this trident offense where everybody that touches the ball has a three-way go. Just, you got to press the ball, right? You got to keep that ball moving, keep the ball hopping. Right? Like legit, no more fast breaks with the slowest person on your team. Get the ball up the floor, maybe 30 feet at a time. Outlet passes, up the sideline. Dribbling down the middle of the floor is not a preference. But at the same time, however you can get the ball up the floor and attack a defense that's not set is what Mike Brown is looking to do. At least that's what it sounds like he's wanting to do. That's what it sounds like that he's wanting to do. When y'all heard Mike Brown's comments, what were y'all thinking? Want to get your thoughts from the chat. Chat, what were y'all thinking when y'all heard Mike Brown comments? Yep. Carrick, that's exactly it. You won't need exceptional athletes. Having exceptional athletes in the system would be fantastic. But I think based on what we have, we're going to use our skilled athletes to get the ball up the floor. Sharp passes, outlet passes, things of that sort. At least in transition. At least in transition, it seems that way. Yep. And keep the opponents moving. Yep. Yep. Keep the opponents moving. And here's the thing: the Eastern Conference has a lot of elite defenders in it. The Eastern Conference has a lot of elite defenders in it and a lot of elite defensive teams in it. Orlando is an elite defensive team. Boston used to be an elite defensive team. Cleveland has elite defensive athletes. And how you beat those elite defensive athletes is by dictating to them and not allowing them to dictate to you. And what I mean by that is forcing Evan Mobley up the like Evan Mobley legit is about 7 foot, 6'11", 7 foot, whatever he is. 6'10", 6'11", 7 foot, whatever. It's 6'11", whatever, right? Athletic, right? Here's the thing with 6'11" athletes. When they have carte blanche to peel off of their man to go recover for somebody else's miscue defensively, then their defense becomes unstoppable. But when you force an Evan Mobley to do stuff that's irregular to 6'11" humans, like sprint the floor for 40 minutes, you neutralize at least some of his superpowers. Not sure. I didn't know that. I didn't know he was from New York. I know he was I knew he was Filipino, but I didn't know he was from New York. But what I think what Mike Brown's offense is looking to do is those teams that like Orlando that will take Anthony Black and smother Jalen Brunson so their defense can get set on the other end of the floor. Those teams now have another thing coming. Because now, even though Anthony Black and what's the other kid? Jonathan Isaac and Jalen Suggs, and they have a bunch of good athletic defenders. But running the floor, by the time they get 30 minutes into a pace game with the Knicks, they're going to be worn down. And probably, based on their offensive history, probably trailing by 10 or 15 points. And now, not only do they have to stop you from scoring in a pace and space game, now they have to use twice the energy to come back from a 15-point lead when their offense is not a high potent offense. I think that's what Mike Brown was alluding to. I think Mike Brown was also alluding to us seeing a lot of wing players touching the basketball, making plays offensively, whether it's threes, dunks, passes, alley-oops, lobs, whatever. The offense is no longer Brunson-centric, and it's system-centric. And not that Jalen Brunson won't thrive in this system-centric offense, because he will. It'll just look different. It'll just look different. I think that's what Mike Brown is telling us. One of the things that he mentioned to us also, and I think this is going to be a beef. I think Mike Brown let it slip. When they asked Mike Brown, who are your starters? Do you have any idea who your starters are going to be? Mike Brown said it's kind of early in the process. we want to get through training camp and have this thing play itself out. Basically, what he was telling the world, in my opinion, is that Mitchell Robinson is the starter. So if you're a Mitchell Robinson fan, if you're in that Mitch hive and you heard Mike Brown today, you basically have the news that you've been waiting for. From what I gathered, he was saying that Mitchell Robinson is the starter. Right? What he was saying is Mitchell Robinson, all the things he described a unit with a rim runner in it. Nick G in the building. State in the building. Salute. Basically, what he was describing is Mitchell Robinson as the starting center. Because he said, because that man, hey, I got you, dog. I got you. So basically what he's saying is this. We're gonna have skilled ball handlers 1, 2, 3, and 4. And the 4 is gonna be a traditional big rim runner and screener. Now, if you think they're gonna tell Cat to stop scoring, shooting threes, and all that stuff to just be a screener rim runner, y'all lost it. Right? Like legit, if you thought Mike Brown said, we're not going to do the traditional point guard thing in a sense. We're going to anybody from 1, 2, 3, and 4 can push the pace and initiate. And our 5 is going to be the modern day traditional big rim runner screener. If you think they're going to take Cat and have Cat do that, we're bugging. Right? If you think that's the case, and here's the thing. Here's the thing, and Karl-Anthony Towns is a little bit goofy. Karl-Anthony Towns is a little bit goofy, and they asked him about the starting lineup, and he was like, "Yeah, man, in this thing, you know what I'm saying? When I play with Mitch, it allows me to do a lot of other stuff. I'm traditionally a center, but I've been flexible, and the past couple of years I've been able to I've been doing different types of roles." And he went on to mention, like, man, I've been through a lot of coaching changes. Yeah, I remember when Cat said, yo, I went through a lot of coaching changes. I've been through a lot of stuff. I've been able to adapt. As soon as Cat said that, I knew Josh Hart was coming off the bench. Now, is Josh Hart coming off the bench a bad thing or a good thing? I don't know. I'm going to ask State, when State show up, I'm going to ask State his opinion on it. And then I want to get y'all opinion on it in the chat. Whether Josh Hart being a starter is a good or a bad thing, in your opinion. Y'all tell me what y'all think. Now, the Mitchell Robinson letting the cat out of the bag thing with Mitch, right? Somebody sent me a picture. Somebody sent me a picture of Mitchell Robinson. I don't know. Might have been Kerry Cox. Somebody sent me a picture of. It might have been DJ Cash or somebody. Somebody sent me a picture of Mitch, and Mitch looks like he's about 250. Mitch looked like he about 245, 250. Mitch don't look 280. All swole up in the shoulders like he Uncle Freezie or something. So is that breaking news or is that drama? I don't think so. And the reason why I say that is because somebody has to be the fifth starter. So whoever the fifth starter is, it would have been pseudo drama. Right? When they asked Josh, how does he feel about coming off the bench? Josh Hart said he feels like he's an NBA starter and he might request a trade if he don't start. Hey man, we all knew Josh was joking. We all knew Josh was joking about the requesting the trade part. He wasn't joking about him being an NBA starter though. Josh Hart wasn't joking about him being an NBA starter. Those facts. If you think Josh Hart is going to be happy coming off the bench, then I guess we have another thing coming, right? When Jalen Brunson found out about Mike Brown saying that they're going to kind of lighten the load on his ball handling some and, spread the wealth, so to speak. Jalen Brunson was like, man, did he really say that? Jalen Brunson, he said that, man. JB knew that man said that. And JB knows that Knicks fans have been kind of clamoring for that a little bit, right? Knicks fans it's not as if they don't want to see the Brunson burner. Like Knicks fans like myself love the Brunson burner, right? We just don't want to see 44 minutes of it. We love the Brunson burner, right? We love the Brunson burner. We just don't want to see 44 minutes of the Brunson burner. Prezi says Jalen Iverson, exactly. That's what we want. And mind you, the Brunson burner and Jalen Iverson are two different things, right? Jalen Iverson is, okay, these 4 or 5 moments during the game, this is your time to be Jalen Iverson. Right? Like, JB, you done hit 3 shots in a row. You got the green light until you go cold. Like, JB, you done hit 3 shots in a row. You got the green light until you miss 3 shots in a row. Just how it works. He earned it. But the opposite of that was the Brunson burner for 37 minutes a game. And you can't get OG and Anunoby into a rhythm, right? You can't get Mikal Bridges you can't get Cat into a rhythm. You can't get Josh Hart and others into rhythm because of the Brunson burner. And listen, and no big deal because as a team, points are points. Doesn't matter who score them. Points are points. Doesn't matter who score them. But if Mike Brown, y'all look who it is, everybody. Look who it is. State of the New York Knicks podcast.
Yo, hold on.
Building. Salute my brother.
TV. Hold on, I gotta mute the TV.
Yeah, man. Yo, y'all gotta do something with Dame Dash.
Yo, what's good? What's good? Oh, nah.
What y'all doing with Dame Dash, bro? Y'all gotta do something with Dame Dash, bro.
He bugging, man.
Yo, you remember when Joe Button was when Joe was bugging, bro? We had to sit down with him. We had to talk to him. When Joe, remember when Joe was bugging with the Migos and all that? We was like, hey, Joe, hey, you gotta remember what you representing, bro.
They ain't bugging.
You know what I'm saying? Dame, no.
They ain't bugging.
Uncle out there with his teeth missing.
But you know what it is, though? Like, I feel for Dame a little bit because of you was at a certain point in your life and that you helped get to where they need to be, and you looking at them at your age now, and you're like, yo,
right,
you need to fucking help me. Like, yeah, excuse my language, but
right.
You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it's like they ain't bugging.
They ain't bugging, bro.
He bugging, bro. I feel like he's in the wrong, but you know what I'm saying? I could and this is me being somebody who's younger than you, who actually like grew up in that era where they got hot and seen it firsthand and seen like the whole Rockefeller thing and seen it like and I'm talking to you from like my POV, like I can see why he's doing that now, bro. I'm not overly mad with him, but I know like he's not doing well right now.
Nah. Somebody got to sit him down, bro.
Yeah. Another OG. Another OG got to sit him down.
Somebody got to sit him down, bro.
He ain't gonna listen to a young buck. He ain't gonna listen to dude.
Right.
Like if you younger than him.
Right. Yeah, that's the thing with Dame, bro. Like, yo, you gotta, if you teaching people, if you trying to show people the way, you gotta take that same path. You can't just be out here doing stuff and then you out here doing it the wrong way, and then when it catch up to you, now you mad.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta, you know what I'm saying? You gotta practice what you preach a little bit.
That's a fact. That's why I'm not even mad at that. Yeah, honest with you.
Yeah, I said, yo, my audio choppy. Let me check. I'll check my audio, man. Maybe I got too much stuff open.
Maybe to them, to me, you sound fine.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think it's YouTube, bro. I think it's a YouTube. I think it's a YouTube thing. Yeah, I think it's YouTube because you coming through crystal clear. You know what I'm saying? And the mix is like rock solid, bro.
You know what's crazy? I said to myself, I'm gonna apologize to you first, right? Because I felt like, and this is just me to you personally, and I haven't even like told Evil this. I said, man, fucking with people that, excuse my language, by the way. Sorry, please, YouTube, do not do the. Please, it's only 2 F words.
Yeah, come on, YouTube, y'all wild. We've been up here 30 minutes.
Because I know.
Yeah.
But I know they'll let it. I'm gonna watch my words, but with that said, yo, bro, you kind of lose sight of certain things because you're so focused on other things, and then you lose sight of like what got you to that point.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I felt like that's where I had an epiphany at this summer. I said to myself, like, yo, why not consistently with like Evil every other day? Like, that was kind of messing with me a little bit.
Right.
It's just like life stuff. So I'm gonna make a conservative effort this season to make it feel like back in 2019.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? You see me up every other night. I was just pulling up. So yeah, man. Thank you, man, for this platform. I'm so glad you on right now, man.
Yeah, man. Hey, no doubt about it. No doubt about it, man. I appreciate that But I appreciate the growth because it take a real man to realize, you know, sometimes when he fall down, man, you know what I'm saying, getting back up, realizing, you know what I'm saying, certain things. So yeah, man, so I appreciate that. It's good to hear that. You know what I'm saying? So when I hear stuff like that, I'm like, yeah.
Yo, bro, I gotta work even harder, bro. I gotta say that there's no reason why. And today is the first day of media day, and I'm pretty sure we're gonna definitely talk about that.
I want to ask you
because there's 3 things that stood out to me media day. Right. And I'm definitely gonna have a Substack on that. Go follow me, SMYK Substacks articles. 3 things that stood out to me in media day. But man, today's media day, and I said, yo, you know what? I gotta make sure I pull up, bro.
Right.
Pull up, bro. So, how you feeling? Like, and I know you like, oh shit. You know,
I
been going through so much this summer, like job changes and stuff of that nature. I started a new job on October 6th. I had to transfer from my other job and stuff like that. Still in the nursing field and in the hospital field, but yo, it's been a lot, bro. It's been a lot, man.
Man. I feel you. And yo, I checked the stuff on YouTube, bro. Yeah, YouTube is wilding right now. But hopefully it's not. Hopefully everybody on X is coming through crystal clear for everybody on X. But on YouTube, man, YouTube, come on, bro. YouTube got us out there looking like Transformers. Come on, YouTube. But anyway, it'll be better. So, but yeah, in terms of replay though, I mean not replay, but in terms of media day, there was a lot of things said, like a lot of subliminal that was out there the one thing Mike Brown alluded to Mitchell Robinson being a starter was shocking. I know he didn't mean to do it.
Can you elaborate on that for me? Because I didn't hear that from him specifically. I heard something different.
He says he didn't say it. He alluded to it.
So
right?
Can you specifically point out when he alluded to it?
Yeah, I'm going to tell you right now. When that man said, our point of attack on offense is going to vary at times. We're not going to always use a traditional point guard. We're going to attack using our 1, 2, 3, and 4, right? But our 5-man is going to be a. When he said that, yeah, of course.
I listened to the whole Mike Brown interview, right? And let me make sure I get in front of my phone. I listened to the whole Mike Brown interview. I did not get that from his interview. So the part that you're talking about specifically,
right?
You have to like literally like play it on the stream right now to like let me like from what he said, everything's flexible.
Right.
So I took it as like nothing set in stone. And that 5th start is very important, bro. It's
very important.
I'm gonna throw something at you. I seen that Knicks media day. I did not like Josh Hart media day today.
What didn't you like about Josh?
Show up the media day with your finger looking like me if I played 5 straight full court games. And I just went straight to my mom's crib, like where I'm at now. Like
right. Bro, this is what I'm saying, bro. Like the stuff I'm telling you, bro. Like, if you catch like the subliminals, and yo, I'm sorry about the stream being choppy. I'm not for sure, but in terms of the YouTube side, I'm not for sure what we can do. But what we'll do is later on, what we'll do is download it and upload it again, and then that way.
Twitter is working fine.
That's what I'm saying.
Twitter is working fine.
That's what I'm saying, bro. I don't know. Maybe it's the Celtics out there. They mad. Celtics out there mad. They don't want us to stream. So. but yo, the thing is with Josh, the energy was kind of
yeah, like that little
because when they asked, it was like, hey man, you know, do you feel better I think they asked, do you feel better as a starter or coming off the bench? And Josh went in, said he think he's approving to do anything for the team as long as they win.
What do you take credence to that? Because I ain't like the fact that he said, hey, maybe I'll ask for a trade. Like, well, bro, you being a little too like you being a little too funny. We didn't see the whole sample size of you in the start lineup, huh? It's not like we didn't see it. And when you was in the start lineup, they give you an actual number. The Knicks in the playoffs. Within the past 20 years, that ranks top 5 of worst lineups in the playoffs played above 100 minutes total.
Right.
Come on now. I don't know what Josh Hart want to see, bro.
I don't understand it. And then how do you say that you feel like you a starter, and then they talk about your finger, and you was like, yo, you know what? I might have to just wear splint on my shooting hand all year. Dog, how you don't shoot now, and then you going into the season saying that you probably won't be shooting at all, and then you saying you're a starter and you got a split like that? Hey man, Josh, hey dog.
I love you, dog, but
yeah, man. Yeah, but yeah, Josh, come on, man. Come on, man.
You know what's bad about what he said? You already came off a season where you shot under 34% from 3.
As a wing player.
As a wing player, right? And mind you, you know what Mikal Bridges? Jalen Brunson's height. It's his height. And I hate when I love Billy. Shouts to Tony. You know, I be on Twitter Spaces with these guys all the time. And they say, yo, height don't mean nothing. Height don't mean nothing. Yo, bro, Jalen Brunson is 6'1". Freezie, you taller than Jalen Brunson.
Yeah.
Right? So I need a bunch of players around Jalen that's taller than him.
Right.
Anybody around his height, you're not conducive to winning basketball to me, because you're only going to be in the way. And I hope Josh Hart understands that, bro. Josh Hart he's going to have to shoot.
He gonna have to shoot the ball, bro. Josh gonna have to shoot the ball. He gonna have to. This thing is going crazy. Hey, everybody, look, I'm gonna have to stop this thing and restart. Stay right there where you at, bro. Stay right.
I say no more. I'm here. Just
chat, y'all. Hey, chat, yo. I'm gonna stop this thing and then restart, man. I'll see